This is Harry Drums, and today you're going to be learning how to play basic linear patterns to make your life easier as a beginner to intermediate player. First, you'll be learning and playing the 16th note grid. Second, you'll apply the 16th note grid onto the drums by adding a kick. Third, you'll then orchestrate the concepts that I taught you. And fourth, there'll be a mystery step, so don't skip ahead. Step 1. Let's learn what the 16th note grid is. Let's learn this visually. On the screen now will appear right, left, which is the sticking pattern that we'll be using. Now, let's imagine that each one has a square around it. They have now been put into a grid. In linear patterns, the grid is often shifted around. And so, we're going to shift ours around now in a logical sequence. So let's look at the 16th note grid again. In the first one, we're going to take out number 4. In the second one, we're going to take out number 3. In the third one, we're going to take out number 2. And in the final one, we're going to take out the first one. This leaves you with the hand pattern itself, of which we're now going to practice. Before we get started, there is one crucial step that majority of my students often oversee. It is the understanding and knowledge of which arm is in constant motion. Arguably, both arms are in constant motion, but there is one arm in more constant motion than the other in terms of frequency. So if we take a look at the 16th note grid again, the first and the third are always right hand leads. These ones have the highest frequency, and so therefore they're going to be in the constant motion range. Now take a look at the second and fourth. Here the left hand will be in constant motion instead. When these patterns are in constant motion, it makes it significantly easier to add the kick, which will be coming up soon. Now let's play at 70 beats per minute on the pad, so hopefully you can clearly hear what is happening. In order to move on to step 2, you must be able to do step 1. Without step 1, it is likely that the next steps will become much harder. Of course, I do not know you personally, so this may not be true for everyone. But for most people starting to learn linear patterns, it likely will be. Be sure that you are playing accurately and not relying alone just on how comfortable it is, because that doesn't necessarily mean that you're being accurate. Assuming step 1 is now completed for you, let's move on to step 2, where you're now going to add the kick back into the 60th note grid from when we took out the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st notes of the 60th note grid. In this exercise, we're going to focus solely on playing on the snare drum and the addition of the kick. I recommend starting without a click first, so that you can focus on the hand motions in addition to the kick. Then, once you've grasped the concept, you can then add the click back in to help smooth out your playing. I'm now going to demonstrate this for you. So here we are at the drum kit. I'm now going to show you without the metronome, slower, working through the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4 patterns of the 16th note grid, taking out the fourth, taking out the third, taking out the second, taking out the first to replace with the kick again. Let's move on to the second one, where the kick has been placed on the third part of the 16th note grid. Again, nice and slow and extended, so you can maybe have a tap along as well. The next one, where the kick will be placed on the second part of the 16th note grid. Here we go. Now, the final one, where the kick will be placed on the first part of the 16th note grid. This one will probably be easier because it's on the pulse itself. I'm going to put it on a click at 70 beats per minute. I'm going to play each one for about 2 bars and then move on to the second one just so you can see how it flows all together. The same principle applies for moving from step 2 to step 3 as it did moving from step 1 to step 2. From my experience teaching students, linear patterns is one of those things that you simply just can't skip ahead. It is better to practice progressively. However, assuming that you are able to accurately play the concepts in step 2, it's now time to move on to step 3. I will now show you one orchestration per pattern of the 16th note grid, totaling to 4 options to play. Here are the fills 1 to 4. Alright, now it's time to orchestrate these patterns around the drums to create some tasty fills. I'm going to do each one at a time, nice and slow, and then I'll play it all in context. Feel free to come back to this if you need to go back over anything. So there's the first one where the kick is placed on the 4th part of the grid. As you can see, my right hand is moving around the toms. Like that, and my left hand is just moving in between, like it did on the pad in step 1. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, now moving on to the second fill, where the kick has been placed on the 3rd part of the grid. It's going to sound something like this. Okay, as you can see, my right hand is moving around the drums again, but on the last drum, my left hand moves over to the final drum. It just helps to create that nice little flow. Third one, where the kick's been placed on number 2, it's going to sound something like this. So you can see, I'm playing the pattern on one drum at a time. So right, left, right, left. Now the final one, this one is a little bit trickier, so feel free to explore your own options for this one. But I'm going to move this just simply moving around from left to right. This one's simple enough, doing kick and then left, right, left, move around on each drum. Cool. So I'm going to cycle through each one at a time. I'll play it a couple of times through so you can hear how it works in context. Let's go. By the time you've gotten to step 3, I think it'll be fair to assume that steps 1, 2 and 3 are well underway and within your grasps. Now it's time to reveal the mystery step, going beyond the kit. So far in this lesson, we've just explored the 60th note grid, which might be okay for most of you out there. But for those wanting to see a little bit further, I'm going to demonstrate a side-by-side comparison, moving from 8th notes to 16th notes, and then 8th note triplets to 16th note triplets. This helps you go beyond 4s and 2s and exploring 3s and 6s as well. We're doing it this way primarily because doing odd number groupings is typically harder than doing even groupings. Now let me be super clear. In this lesson, the logic for 8th notes to 16th notes for both subdivisions, the logic still applies. So what you play in 8th notes is the same as what you play in the 16th notes. The only difference is how you count it. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to play this at 60 beats per minute, cycling through all the different patterns, first of all in the 8th notes to 16th notes, and then the 8th note triplets to the 16th note triplets. 60 beats per minute, here we go, first one as a demonstration, so you can see how far this concept can go. Now we're going to move on to the 8th note triplets to the 16th note triplets. Let's do it. Okay, at this point in the video, you've probably taken in quite a lot of information, especially if this is relatively new to you. So this is the pause and play section. It's now up to you to come up with your own linear pattern that I did not show you. Feel free to review parts of this lesson that you feel need to review if it's helpful for you. But now I've got a question for you. Why do you find linear patterns so hard? The reason that I've seen across my own students is because that they couldn't do step 1 accurately. And when they tried to go beyond that step 1, it just gradually got harder and harder and harder because the hand motions weren't in place yet. Now, of course, I don't know you personally, so leave a comment why you find linear patterns so hard, as it could be helpful for other drummers too. And if you're a drummer that needs practice assistance between your drum lessons, I built an app just for that. Link is at the top of the description. And with that being said, keep drumming.